The modernization of the UAE is an interesting concept since it started from nothing to one of the most popular attraction destinations in the world. The UAE started from pearl diving and it was trading it around the world. People began creating artificial pearls, which ruined the economy made from pearl diving. Then, they needed a new source of income. Later on, they discovered oil, which became the new source of income. This led to rapid growth of the UAE, making it one of the richest countries in the Middle East. Murbimbab was the first oil field in the UAE and they began their excavation in 1958. This oil company has been active for more than 30 years. This proof was shown by the company Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, known as ADNOC. This led to the growing power of the economy. Tourism became another part of the UAE's economy, and this led to it being more connected with regional trading. Trading and tourism became major parts of the economy in the UAE.
The Demographics of Dubai by Hussein. Dubai, being 90% expat, has a very interesting demographic, with a large population of men to women due to the available jobs in Dubai. Dubai has the highest population density and population compared to all the other Emirates combined, as it holds the most housing than any other emirate. A lot of expats have to move for job opportunities and do not bring their families, and whilst many do, this brings the male gender imbalance up, where only 30% of the population is female. 62% of population is Muslim, including expats, meaning most of the labor force is moving from Asia, such as India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, with the majority being from India. 62% of the population is Muslim, including expats, meaning most of the labor force is moving from Asia, and the rest includes Christianity and Hinduism as the minority. Although the official religion of Dubai is Muslim.
In this section, we're going to be looking at the demographics of Abu Dhabi. This includes population, population age range, population density, demographic structure, gender imbalance, and religion. In Abu Dhabi, the foreign worker population is outnumbering the Emiratis. However, their population isn't getting older, so they're not struggling in that regard. Abu Dhabi's population density is 21.73 per square kilometer. And similar to other places in the world, Abu Dhabi maintains a structure with the majority living in urban areas. 70% of the population in Abu Dhabi is male, and they're trying to resolve this problem later on. The official religion in Abu Dhabi is Islam.
Entertainment is one of the major hotspots of the UAE, with creative talent to entertain its locals and tourists alike through theater, TV, radio, art, and public attractions. The UAE hosts a variety of show-stopping acts at its theaters. As for being stuck in traffic, our radio channels include topics of discussion and music that appeal to a younger crowd and the older generations. Many artists from around the world get invited to showcase their pieces of art and get to spend quality time with family and friends.
The UAE cuisine consists of meat, fish, and rice. Traditionally, people also eat dates with their meals. The United Arab Emirates is a globalized country. Thus, UAE has been trading with countries such as India, France, and Germany. Since UAE became more globalized over time, countries started to introduce their food and signature spices, leading to small changes in traditional Emirati meals. In fact, the UAE itself has many different cultural restaurants ranging from Middle Eastern, Mediterranean to Mexican and Iranian. Some of the staple dishes found in an Emirati dining scene consists of qahwa and dates, mandi, luqaymat, and karak. Lastly, we have haris. It's a popular Emirati dish served during religious holidays and weddings. Haris is essentially cooked wheat and lamb or chicken.
Hello, our part of the project was about events and traditions in the United Arab Emirates. The main traditions in the UAE are Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr, but we also celebrate other traditions like Christmas and Diwali. The events that we have are National Day, Dubai Food and Film Festival, and many more.
Sports are an essential part of UAE culture. It comes as no surprise that the UAE is a very active and fit country. Throughout its 50 years of existence, it has accumulated a lot of media attention, specifically sports such as falcon racing and of course the most famous motorsports. The UAE is very aware of this fact and strives to always better the health of its resident. However, not all sports require the body. Some sports also require ingenuity and creativity, and this gives us the UAE motorsports, which is where many, if not all, contests get to show off their amazing vehicles and machines. This could range from their lightweight dirt bikes all the way up to hulking four-wheelers. And all in all, the UAE sports not only challenge you physically and mentally, but always persist on bettering its participants. Sports in the UAE is widely participated by the people of UAE. Football is the most popular sport in the UAE. As you can see in the picture, there's football, badminton, rugby, and basketball, and golf, and tennis, and many more. In this section of sports, I would like to talk about racing. Now, contrary to popular belief, animal racing is not a poor man's sport and racks up tens of millions of dirhams in prize money. The land racing consists of horses and camels, and these two sports have been recognized by many as an essential part of the Arab lifestyle and how things used to be, as there are now tournaments and many lessons that take place for these sports, but the most exciting of those would be falcon racing. It is important to mention that a lot of hard working, such as breathing and very strict training, goes into these races, and falcon racing is one of the hardest of them, as it requires a lot of dedication and focus.
In this section of sports, where we explore cycling. The interest behind cycling is that it's not a solo sport, and that it's better enjoyed with friends and family, and that's the reason why the Dubai Roads and Transportation Authority have approved a marvelous idea of cyclists. Dubai cyclists now get to enjoy an extra 32 km on top of its prior to 118 km cycling track that is slowly making its way around Dubai, and the goal of the track is to have it take cyclists all the way from Khwanij to the gardens.
This part of the website that we created talks about the different religions within the UAE. We have shown the different religions in the United Arab Emirates and laws pertaining to them, such as where and when one may or may not practice their religion, promoting and or advertising of religion, and how it has influenced the laws of the United Arab Emirates. Our goal was to analyze the effect that religion has had on the United Arab Emirates and display the relevant data for people to make up their own opinion.
Industries. The top three biggest industries in the UAE are oil and gas, manufacturing industry, and construction industry. Jobs. The four biggest jobs that the UAE is trying to hire are the compensation and benefit manager, market research analyst, and economic consultant. And last but not least, civil engineer. Business. The top 5 importers of the UAE are: number 1, jewelry, gold, diamonds, and other expensive materials. Second is technology, like computer and gas turbines. Third, petroleum, vehicles. And fifth, material like iron and copper. The top 5 UAE importers are China first, second is India, the third is the USA, the fourth is the UK, and the fifth is Germany. The top 5 exporters are, for number 1, petroleum, the second is jewelry, third, technology, fourth, vehicles, and fifth, materials like copper and aluminum. And finally, a place that the UAE exports to are number 1, India, 2nd, Japan, 3rd, China, 4th, Saudi Arabia, 5th, Oman. 53% of non-oil exports is from the manufacturing industry, with the subsectors like processed foods and beverages, plastic and rubber, electrical, machinery and equipment, chemicals and chemical products, minerals and mineral products, and many more. Business. The top 5 imports of the UAE are jewelry, gold, diamonds, and other expensive materials. Second is technology like computers and gas turbines. Third is petroleum, of course. Fourth, vehicles. And fifth, materials like iron and copper.